Bioglam Curvy Models is a place where every curve becomes a story, every woman becomes a movement, and confidence rises louder than any standard the world has ever tried to impose. It is here that the story of Andiswa Selepe finds its home, a story defined by grace, determination, and a magnetic presence that has captivated countless people around the world. Andiswa is the kind of woman whose beauty is undeniable, but whose spirit is even more unforgettable. She doesn't just walk into a room, she changes the atmosphere with the quiet certainty of someone who knows her worth. Andiswa Selepe's journey began long before the world knew her name. Born and raised in South Africa, she grew up surrounded by a culture rich in rhythm, tradition, and pride. Her upbringing was infused with the warmth of community and the resilience that pulses through the heart of her homeland. From a young age, she understood the importance of identity, of belonging, of carrying herself with pride even in a world that often tried to tell young girls what beauty should look like. But Andiswa's beauty was unique, striking, soft, powerful, and she carried it naturally long before a camera ever found her. Her rise into the public eye started unexpectedly, as so many iconic stories do. What she shared online at first was simple: photos, pieces of her daily life, her style, her presence. But people were drawn to her instantly. Her face carried a perfect blend of innocence and maturity, and her curves were celebrated by followers who saw in her the representation they had been longing for. She wasn't just another girl posting pictures. She was someone whose beauty stood out effortlessly, whose confidence felt refreshing and real, whose energy filled every frame. The world noticed, and soon enough, Andiswa evolved from a local inspiration into a global figure. As her following grew, so did her purpose. She began embracing her role as a curvy, influential young woman who wasn't afraid to be seen. She understood that visibility matters, especially for the girls who look like her, who share her curves, her complexion, her heritage. She became a symbol of possibility, a reminder that beauty does not belong to one size, one complexion, or one standard. Beauty lives everywhere, especially in women who dare to embrace themselves fully. For Andiswa, modeling became more than posing. It became storytelling. Her photos captured more than aesthetics. They captured emotion, growth, transformation. She learned how to express herself through movement, how to use her natural curves as an asset, how to step into her power with grace. Whether she was wearing soft, flowing dresses, bold statement pieces, or casual fashion, she carried every look with poise. Her body language spoke its own language, one that said, "I belong here. I deserve to be seen." But behind the glamour, she was also navigating the complexities of growing up in the public eye. Social media can be both a pedestal and a pressure, a place where admiration and criticism sit side by side. Andiswa faced moments of doubt, moments where the weight of other people's opinions felt heavy. But each time she returned to her core, to the values she grew up with, to the strength that her family and culture instilled in her. She learned to remain grounded, to filter noise from truth, to remind herself that her worth was never measured by comparison. As she continued to grow, so did her influence. Young girls from across Africa and beyond looked up to her, many seeing themselves represented for the first time. They admired her confidence, her softness, her unapologetic pride in her curves. She became proof that curvy bodies don't need permission to exist in fashion or beauty spaces. They belong there naturally. Andiswa didn't force the industry to see her. She stood tall until it could no longer look away. Becoming part of the Bioglam Curvy Models family pushed her purpose even higher. Here, she stands among women who are rewriting the rules of beauty. Women who challenge standards, uplift one another, and bring visibility to bodies the world once overlooked. Andiswa's presence in this community represents the voice of a new generation, bold, proud, and authentic. She doesn't just represent curvy modeling, she represents African beauty in its full richness and modern expression. Her story is still unfolding, but the foundation she has built is powerful. She has become more than a model. She has become a mentor, a role model, a source of inspiration for young women learning to love themselves. She teaches her audience that growth is not linear, that confidence is a journey, and that worth is something you cultivate from within. Her message is simple, yet profound. Beauty is not something you seek, it's something you embrace. What makes Andiswa so remarkable is not just her appearance, but her spirit. She carries her success with humility. She uses her platform with purpose. She navigates her life with intention, always remembering why she started and who she represents. Her ability to maintain authenticity in a world full of facades is one of her greatest strengths. As she continues to expand her career, whether through modeling, lifestyle content, beauty partnerships, or personal growth, she remains committed to empowerment. She knows that every image she posts becomes part of a larger movement, one that tells curvy girls across the world that their bodies are worthy of admiration, celebration, and respect. Andiswa Selepe is not just a beautiful face or a rising model. She is a young woman stepping boldly into her destiny, carrying generations of hope, pride, and representation with her. She is living proof that when a woman embraces her identity, the world rises to meet her. Her story is still being written, full of possibility, ambition, and the kind of confidence that can't be taught, only felt. And as she walks forward, the world watches, inspired, empowered, and reminded that beauty shines brightest when it comes from truth.